Hey, what up, though? What up, though? SloMoBackSlap here, slapping that fat, nasty, greasy cheeseburger out of your hand during your lunch break. What's good? What's good with you guys? Hey, I know it's been a few weeks. It's been a minute. I have not been here for a while for a lunchtime with SloMo, so I apologize. I apologize profusely for that. But we back, man. We back, and we here for some topics, some gameplay. We're gonna play some games this time. I know what's up, Arcade? What's up, bro? I know I have not done. I think maybe the last 3 lunchtime with SloMo didn't play a game. So I'm gonna make sure that I'm not running my mouth like, way too long, rambling way too long, not getting to the point, and then next thing I know, work calls, I gotta go. So I'm gonna make sure that I am concise in the things that I talk about, that I'm getting to the point, and we are not being frauds and playing some games. But all that said, I do hope you guys are having a good Monday. It's Monday, so it can only be so good. You're at work, your boss is getting on your nerves, your co-workers are slacking off, you're pulling the majority of the weight. It ain't fun. You're on your lunch break, you want to hear some talking about some gaming topics instead of looking at the frauds on Twitter talk about things they don't actually engage in, hyping up games lists of games they won't play, never will play, don't even know what the main menu look like. I'm here to help you. I am here to make sure that you get gaming opinions from an actual gamer that has played a game in the past month. Shout out to the frauds, though. We love you guys. We love you guys. Shout out to Yobi in the house. Yobi, how have you started with the collecting of PC parts for your build? For those who don't know, Yobi is working on all AMD build. Yes, Yobi loves second place. He loves second place AMD, and he is going to support them 1000%. I do support that as well, because only through AMD getting bigger market share in the market can we actually get some reasonable prices on NVIDIA hardware. So it's purely a selfish ambition on my part when I say support AMD and Intel, because my next GPU, I don't want to have to sell a kid. I like my kids. I want to keep them. Spider 13 in the house says, yo, what's up, Spider? He's finishing up Tales of Arise. Man, hey, how much popcorn have you popped, and how many cutscenes have you watched? Because the end of the game is just, I remember specifically, I remember thinking I beat a boss and I thought, hey, that's the end of the game. All right, pretty dope game. And then it wasn't. And I was like, oh, is this an epilogue? And it's like, no, here is a hour cutscene. Oh, okay. Then it was like, now we're doing other stuff. We're going off planet now. What? Wait, what? We go, where we go? Whoa, so this is what we're doing? It was just crazy. And then it was hour cutscene, maybe about 15-20 minutes of actual me moving around doing stuff, then another 45-minute cutscene. I was like, bruh, what are y'all doing? Couldn't y'all have found a way to convey the information that was coming out? And I felt it was necessary. A lot of the stuff they were bringing up, in the story, it was a lot of revealing of truths and things, but it was just bro, come on, man, you could have told me this stuff earlier in the game. You got me out here I didn't made the sandwich, cooked dinner, sat down, I didn't pick the controller up in like 20 minutes. It was very Kojima-ish. Very good RPG though. I enjoyed it. I do enjoy it. Arcade says, before you go hard, I'm finally finished listening to y'all and started Chrono Trigger. Arcade. That's what I'm talking about. You know what? I might do a stream of just a full playthrough of Chrono Trigger. Just out of appreciation of, and recipes Akira Toriyama, who passed. I don't, if you've been living under a rock, maybe you didn't hear last week. Akira Toriyama had I forgot the exact medical term of it, but he did have a some kind of brain injury, a head wound of some sort. There's no details to how it happened, but he did unfortunately pass away from that. Amazing icon, did a lot for these just arts in general. It's just not just subdermal hematoma. Thank you, Brian East. And how you doing, Brian East? He was, sorry, because I lost my train of thought. His impact in art, in these media forms, he's like a Stan Lee of manga, of anime. His impact in those fields is still felt in everything that is considered of high quality in anime. His impact in gaming cannot be sullied. It's above reproach. The dude absolutely did amazing work, and we salute him. So I'm gonna probably try to figure out a time where I could do a live stream on Chrono Trigger for those who heard about the game and heard about how amazing the game is. I want people to actually see just how the influence of that game is felt through a lot of the games that we play today in their game design. It's a great stream. Just checking in on my break. What's up, Ryan? He said, make sure y'all playing some good JRPGs. We eating good. Yeah, yo, absolutely. JRPGs is killing this year. I was actually before work became a little heavy. Earlier today, I was playing a little bit of Grand Blue Fantasy Relink. Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. I'm going to do some impressions. My impressions of that after 41 hours played. I haven't beat the game yet, but I'll get into that a little later. JRPGs is killing it this year. It's absolutely what I'm looking for. I wish the Western RPGs would step their game up. Like, come on, man. Don't let the JRPGs just completely, lap y'all. Let's do it, man. Let's get in there. Everborn Saga in the house. Let me shout out to Everborn real quick. Everborn, I appreciate his openly willingness to be wrong and to own how wrong he is on so many different topics. And there aren't too many people who are willing to have the worst takes in the world and just be so flagrant and bold with it. And that bravery, it deserves to be commended. So shout out to you, man. See, there we go. Denzel and Jeffrey Wright would be great in any role they play in the MCU. You know where he's coming. See that that's bait there. Because yes, Jeffrey Wright and Denzel, amazing actors, right? What he's really saying is he wants Denzel and Jeffrey Wright as Magneto and Xavier in the X-Men, the MCU, and I'm gonna have to do a hard no on that one, Mr. Everborn Saga. Yobi says a lot of people are scared to be wrong. That is true. What's up, Audible? What's going on, man? Hope you're enjoying your Monday. So let's get into it. Title of the stream: live service games, are they really the move? And the reason why I say this is because I have a history with some of these publishers where I have seen where they have gone, full into the live service racket. Everything has to be multiplayer, has to be live service. Everything has to be about monthly active users. We've seen this before. I've seen developers who were really great at doing specific things, had all of their creativity stripped out of them. Everything that they were co-opted by the corporate greed of chasing a particular data points that shareholders care about. Shareholders who, by the way, aren't gamers, don't even know what gaming really is about. They just invested into this company because they heard it would get them money, and their financial advisors said they should do so. You know, and to get into the details, let's talk about EA, who is now, I would say, like the evolved version of where some of these other publishers are. See, EA was kind of like that that teenager that did a lot of drugs in their youth. You know, they were a teenager at one point. They're a grown adult who's got, like, you know, fake teeth in their mouth because, you know, meth, you know, knocked their teeth out. And, you know, they did a lot of stuff on the streets for coke, man. You know, it's some stuff I don't even want to say. They did a lot. You know, it's
wouldn't let that shit happen to me though.
Yeah, wouldn't be me, but that's them, right? That's they've done a lot of stuff. That's EA. EA has been down that road of everything has to be live service. Everything has to be multiplayer, have some kind of multiplayer tie-in, because all we care about is the whales. All we care about is getting those additional people in. And then at some point, EA realized, after ruining developers, shutting studios down, ruining franchises, destroying IP, not making any more money, at some point EA realized, yeah, these single player games are kind of important. You know, if you do it right and you keep your budget manageable, these single player games can work. And it seems like that lesson that EA has learned, it's again, to bring, you know, yourself to the former meth addict who is telling all the other young kids, hey, look, don't do meth. It's going to mess up your life. Your family's going to disown you. You're going to lose your wife and kids. You're going to be out on the street with knee pads on. Don't do it. And people are just like, that happened to you. It's not going to happen to me, man. I'm me. I'm WB Games. That's not going to be me. But it will be you. It will be you. You know, it's inevitable. You can't go all in on things that do not work. And when I say they don't work, is that the gaming industry, and the way the gaming industry works, is that everyone seems to chase the wave, and you will have something really work for a developer. And everybody goes, oh my, I mean, duh, we should have been did this. That's amazing. We're going to do that too. But game development takes a while. And in taking 3 to 4 to 5 years to develop an idea that's a riff off of someone else's successful idea, you have missed the wave. You're literally the guy that's on the shore with your surfboard, and you see the greatest wave in the world. You're like, oh, that's it. That is it. I cannot live with myself if I don't get on that wave. And you run out there with your surfboard, you jump on it, you're swimming on out there, the wave is coming and going. And then now you're jumping out there and you've missed it. We've seen it with Battle Royale. We've seen it with looter shooters. And now, I mean, I think we will very soon see it with extraction shooters. And these are all variations and genres that have a lot of live service in nature to them. But these developers, these publishers, don't seem to understand the realities of things and how difficult it is to break into that pantheon of successful live shooters. Brian, he said, thought it was Denzel and Giancarlo Esposito. It is that is the popular Giancarlo, who amazing actor, is the popular people's choice, I would say, for Magneto. What else you got? Phase 23 BK and Y in the house. What's up, man? And then Everborn does in all caps, because apparently I can't read it unless it's in all caps. Or maybe he's just yelling at me. I do not support random race swaps and genre adaptations. But specifically for those two actors, I will support random race swapping and genre adaptations. He can't be consistent. I love Everborn. He can't be consistent, man. Oh man. That guy Submini says these YouTube notifications are trash. YouTube hates me. It is what it is. I accept it. I'm hated by YouTube. It is. It's fine. It's fine. And Stu Jersey says Magneto was a Jewish Holocaust survivor. Exactly. It's like, so in order to do a Magneto adaptation in the MCU where he isn't a Russian Jewish German. He was German, I think. Yeah. A German Jewish Holocaust survivor. There's so much of the Magneto that people know of, the canon of Magneto, that needs to be changed in order to make that work. And then to do all that just to have an amazing actor in the role, when some of these actors are great at saying the dialogue and emoting and showing the anger that Magneto has and stuff like that, they'd be perfect for that kind of stuff. But then when it comes to the actual action scenes, I don't know if they're up to snuff for that kind of stuff. Like Denzel used to be back in the day, but Denzel's also 90 years old right now. So yeah, I'm pretty sure people are like, hey, SloMo, have you seen the Equalizer movies? And I'm like, hey, this is freaking superhero stuff. So there's a bit of suspension of disbelief, of belief when it comes to Equalizer as well. Let's just keep it. But anyway. Anywho, let me show a couple of things that I wanted to help people understand. Let me see if I can blow this up, and then there we go. And where is there's that. Oh man, this is about to be, that's not it. There it is. Okay. You guys see this? Yeah, you guys see that well? Oh man, this is Matt Piscatella, who works for Sakona. So Nasharona, Sakonia, whatever, used to be MPD. This is what they have to say. And this is not just what they have to say. This is data from January 2024. Top 10 titles played on Steam, ranked by United States monthly active users. Yes, this is the United States. This doesn't go for the whole world. So don't go, hey, SloMo, worldwide, blah, 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 blah. I understand where this data is coming from. Thank you. Anywho, look at the games we got here. We got Power World as number one. Not shocking considering how big Power World has become in a very short period of time. Now, will Power World still be in this top 10 a year from now? Who knows? But right under Power World is Lethal Company, another newer entry. I believe Lethal Company is only maybe a couple of months old. It's like one of those really funny looking games where and it's really just all about it actually reminds me a lot of Phasmophobia. BK, okay, phase 23 BK and wow, the $2 super chat says, are you double dipping on Ghost of Tsushima on PC? Yes, I am, sir. I am double dipping, big time. I'm getting that. It's a done deal. As soon as it comes out, I'm in there like swimwear. Beating the game. Unlike many of the people who on PC get these PlayStation games, who benchmark them, go look at my frames, y'all, and then they uninstall it. No, I'm actually going to beat that game because that's an awesome game, and I'm hoping it really catches on with Legends, because Legends is phenomenal. And I think it probably could really blow up on PC. We'll see what happens. But yeah, Lethal Company and Power are the newer entries here. But guess what's not a newer entry? Guess what's older than your kids? Counter-Strike. Well, I'm sorry, that's Counter-Strike 2. That's actually fairly new. But still, it's a continuation on Counter-Strike. Baldur's Gate 3. The Finals. The Finals is a newer entry here, right? These are newer games. For the most part. Let's look in it. I would say all 5 of these games have come out in the past 6 months. So they got a little bit of staying power. But then you look at Rocket League. That's been out for a number of years. Enshrouded is a survival game, brand new. Call of Duty HQ, which that's Warzone, that's Modern Warfare 3, Modern Warfare 2, that's all of it all together. Call of Duty HQ. Ready or Not has been out, and I think it may have come out of beta, but I think that game has been out at least in beta and playable for over a year. And we got Cyberpunk that came out 3 years ago. Monthly active users. We got some new stuff here. We got some older stuff here. Steam, I would say, probably has the most diverse number of games that you'll see, because even though people will say Steam doesn't have exclusives, Lethal Company, Counter-Strike 2, Enshrouded, and Ready or Not, like half the games on this list are PC exclusive. People don't realize that. So I'm gonna get there. Was it so Games as a Service plays a role in this or not? We'll get there. We'll get there. Now, the next thing I want to bring up, and hold on, let me find. I'll have to blow it up, but let's look at Xbox real quick. This is the Xbox One, yeah. Let me pull this one up. So this is same time period. Xbox top 10 monthly active users. Number 1, Fortnite. Number 2, Fortnite's been out since about 2018, so 6 years now. Call of Duty HQ. More Call of Duty. Power World, the new entry. Grand Theft Auto 5, which has been out for 2 generations now. Roblox, which has been out on Xbox for forever, since about the middle part of last generation. Minecraft, been out for forever. Rainbow Six Siege, been out for forever. I have no idea what Hell Let Loose is. Maybe that's a game that was in Game Pass or something, I don't know. Madden, an annual entry that we see every single freaking year. And the finals. So we got less newer entries here. But the thing that we continue to see is the theme of the same games always here. It's hard to break in here. And then, despite the fact that it's hard to break in here, it's even harder to stay there. Another one, and if I can, where is, I have one more. Is this, here we go. There's PlayStation. Almost identical. Fortnite, Call of Duty HQ, Grand Theft Auto, Roblox. Only difference here is that NBA 2K24 is in here. And Evil West, which I bet Evil West is only in there because I think Evil West was in PS Plus. You know that's going to be gone in a month. Marvel Spider-Man 2, of course, their exclusive game. Mortal Kombat 1, God of War Ragnarok. When it comes to live service, the only new entries we saw on these 3 platforms were the finals, Power World, and Lethal Company. And how, I'm smacking my mic. Forgive me. Do we really expect to see those games in the top 10 6 months from now? Much less a year from now? The point I'm trying to drive home is how difficult it is to make a live service game. Because the point of a live service game, to go back to one of these other ones, right? For a lot of these games, getting into the top 10 in your first month, okay, that's cool. But staying there is important because your game is designed to keep people engaged. Your game is designed to keep people coming back and spending more money. It's why you have battle passes. Why you do partnered IP with popular video game characters, popular movie characters, cartoon, anime, manga, all that stuff. You do those things so that you can continue to keep getting people to spending money in your game. But already the finals used to be number one. Now they're not. The finals has lost 89% of its player base from its first month. That doesn't mean the game's gonna die out the way Multiverses did, which is coming back, by the way. This WB Games is bringing back the game that started out with a bang and then fizzled out, and then now they're bringing it back with a PvE mode and more characters and stuff. They're giving it another go. It's out of beta. It's going to be a full release. We'll see what happens with it. But the point here I'm making is that there are so many publishers now that are talking that we're going to move into the live service arena. We're going to do more. We're going to double down on this live service stuff. And they say it as if it's a guarantee. They say it as if this is the wave that we have to go in order to make money. They're not thinking about the fact that the majority of the games that people play are games that are mainstays in this. Games that don't get knocked off the perch. Fortnite and Call of Duty, Grand Theft Auto 5, Roblox, Minecraft. They don't get knocked off their square. Rainbow Six Siege, still kicking. They don't get knocked off their square. Madden is as trash as Madden is. Every single year, that trash game is played by people. And you think if you could come in, I'll show the gameplay again. Whoops, wrong one. Helldivers 2, fun game. Does Arrowhead have the staying power to keep it though? And let's switch gears for a moment. Who really thought Helldivers 2 was going to be this successful? Keep it a buck. Nobody thought it was going to be this successful. Power World came out of nowhere. Even Pocket Pair didn't think that it was going to be as successful as it was. If they did, they wouldn't have put it in Game Pass. These companies cannot predict what's going to be a hit and what's not going to be a hit. And they're oftentimes surprised or confused when something really breaks out. So when they start investing so heavily in things like Suicide Squad, and then that game fails, even though I think from what I saw, it was number 3 in NPD last month, which is nothing. I mean, State of Decay 2 at one point was number 2 on NPD. The month it came out doesn't mean it's going to keep selling. Critically a failure. Suicide Squad. Is the game really? And I would say sales wise, it definitely ain't doing what WB Games thought it would be doing. I bought that game on Steam last week for $40. $70 game. I bought it for 40. It just came out. Arcade says, Hell Let Loose is that Battlefield-like game. I have not seen it, Arcade. I'll have to take a look into it. Soldier for Life says, SloMo, thanks for your computer expertise. I copped that motherboard you suggested. Thanks again. You're welcome, Soldier. I hope you enjoy that. I hope that motherboard works out exactly as you intended to. You got a good CPU that you're going to pair it with. I hope your build turns out great. Enrique says, sup, SloMo and Forte. Forte is here. What's up, Forte? I don't think he can. I don't think his mic is straight. Oh, there he is. What's up, man?
What's up, man? If PC was a microtransaction, it'll make a lot of money.
If PC was, that's true. Enrique says Madden is not trash, and RK says this is a good Madden year. This would be the first good Madden year in like a decade. Maybe I'll check it out this year. I don't know. But
that's not true. That's cap.
What's cap?
That's cap.
What's cap?
Madden being a good game this year.
Hey, have you played it?
Yes.
So it's terrible. Hey, all right. Look, you guys got some pushback. Forte saying it's terrible.
I ain't saying it's terrible. I just said that's cap. Madden ain't been good, and truly good since what, 2015?
The last time I played Madden, honestly, like really played it, I was living in an apartment with my wife. We were newlyweds, and my first son was on the way.
You were playing a lot of Madden while she was sitting in there, while she was in there having contractions. I get it.
Oh no. But I mean, she wasn't like no. But
I mean, she wasn't having a baby, but you know, whenever she kept, why she kept saying, rub my back, rub my stomach, you know, rub this, rub that, you was like, wait a minute, I gotta run this play, and she kept trying to take your hand away, and you were playing Madden with one hand.
Yeah, I feel like you kind of inserted yourself into my situation.
Well, I'm not lying.
I'm just saying that's the last time. Look, I'm just saying that's the last time I played Madden, and my firstborn was in my wife's belly, and my firstborn is 14 years old now. So that tells y'all how long it's been since
you haven't played Madden since 360 PS3.
Yes, it has been a long time. So when people say Madden is trash, I just take their word for it, because it was trash 15 years ago, and I said I'm done with this.
I won't say it was trash 15 years ago. I do think this year's Madden. No, I won't say this year. Next year's Madden has the potential to be great, because NCAA football is coming out this year, and they always use, and if they continue to do what they always used to do, NCAA was always so good. It's because they would take risk in NCAA. They would add all the new features and all the new everything, and then they would, if it worked in NCAA, and if they worked in NCAA, you would see them in Madden the next year. So hopefully they throw everything against the wall in NCAA, because let's be for real, college football is better than pro football in any way, especially just in video game form, I should say.
Video game form.
Yeah, just in video game form.
Let's not go too crazy.
Well, listen, my Michigan Wolverines run a natty, so I'm definitely never going to say that college football is better than what's name. But but in video game form, college over NFL all day. So that's why I'm looking forward to that.
I enjoy college. And back in the day, what I used to love, because I would get Madden, I would get NCAA, and then I would create a college, and I would like have like these. I would make a college, and then I would like recruit these players from high school, and then I would teach them up, coach them up, and then I would export my graduating class, or my class going to the pros, into Madden. When Madden would come out, I would export it to a USB, plug that USB into my Xbox 360 when Madden would come out, and then I would import that file, and that would be the draft class, and it was perfect. It was so good, and I spent so much time on that. But They stopped doing that. They stopped caring
Dog.
about NCAA. They stopped as soon as the players wanted money for their contribution is when everybody was like, well, we ain't paying these Negroes, so let's go ahead and shut this down right now.
Yeah,
So-
I used to. So my goal was always to play, because the way college would work is because it always came out a month before or a month and a half before Madden. So what you do, each time you would have you will finish a season, it will ask you to import your draft, and it will do it year by year. So whenever I would play like 5 or 6 seasons of NCAA. And then when Madden would come out, I would instantly go in and start the draft process, and then literally look and say, okay, so this is the draft process from my first year. And then I would play like 5 or 6 seasons of Madden just to get my entire draft class over before I would reset and do it again on NCAA. It was so fun, man. I didn't have a problem playing Madden by myself then. Pause. It was great back then, but man, it's been absolutely horrendous for a while now.
Yeah, I agree.
But you're right about all the stuff you were talking about, though. That whole with break cracking that top 10, like you were saying, like the finals losing 89% of their first month players. Yeah. It's not the fact that the finals aren't fun. The final isn't fun. It's just that everybody has that go-to game that they just go back to. Like you can even see it in the coverage of the games. Like you'll see when the finals comes out, all the big streamers are playing the finals. Everybody is watching that, and all of the content creators and stuff, they're trying out, the finals. You look at people like Jack Fraz and Level Cap and all of those big streamers or YouTubers, they're playing that. And then guess what happens after about a month or 2 or 3 weeks, they go back to what's familiar to them. You got people like Dr. Disrespect. He was playing it for a while, but then guess what? He's right back on Warzone now. He went back to Tarkov and stuff. So the games that consistently hold people are the ones that they go back to. Like me, listen, people gonna laugh, but dude, do you know I haven't been playing pretty much any console game. I've been playing. Guess what I've been playing, SloMo? Mobile. Guess what game?
Mobile.
Been playing mobile. What do you think I've been playing on mobile?
I don't know, man.
Pokemon Go.
I used to play Pokemon Go when I was at work, I used to play when I used to go into the office to work. I used to play 2 games, Pokemon Go, just because my coworkers were playing it. And I used to play Marvel Strike Force, which you would get into clans and you would do battles. It was turn-based RPG, and it was all my favorite Marvel characters: Avengers, X-Men, Guardians of the Galaxy. All that stuff was there. But as soon as I started working from home, when the pandemic hit, I stopped playing all that stuff. Those games were games of convenience for me, but still, and I never spent any money in Pokemon Go, but I definitely spent money in Marvel Strike Force. It's almost impossible.
Spent money in Pokemon Go.
It's almost impossible to get anywhere in that game. But the purpose here is really that, like, you're right. People go back to their mainstays, and I can tell you when the finals lost the majority of their player base is when they started catering to a particular community. When a game comes out and it's fun, and you're always going to get the people who know life it complaining about things that really aren't all that important. And this is a common mistake that developers make when they have a new game and they're new to dealing with a community, and they don't know how to handle the criticism for certain things. People are selfish, and they will say, oh, the light build's too OP, and it's just because they just got bodied by somebody who's really good using the light build. It's not this OP. You just gotta get good, get better. Aim assist is too strong in the game. Is it aim assist, or was somebody actually really cheating? Maybe they need to get rid of the cheaters. And it's just like when they started nerfing aim assist on controller is when the PlayStation and Xbox communities skedaddled. And when that happened, that's when they started losing massive amounts of their player base. And ever since then, they have been trying to tweak it. Every time they do an update, controller settings change. And I think it's gotten to the point where a lot of people who are on controller are just like, I'm not dealing with this anymore. I gotta keep trying to figure out settings every 5 seconds. I'm not doing it no more. And so they're done. But these are the kind of things that happen where you can having that initial success is what you want. Like, it's the last thing you want is to have a good game that no one pays attention to. Like Splitgate when it first came out on PC. It came out 2 years before it showed up on console. No one paid attention to it, really. What's another? It was this game called Scavengers. It was an extraction shooter. It's a very good extraction shooter. I see a lot of what they did in Scavengers and what a lot of these other extraction shooters that are soon to be coming out are going to be doing. The problem, nobody played it. It was exclusive to Epic Game Store, and you know how PC people roll. So nobody played it. The game shut down in a year.
Lawbreakers.
Yo, Lawbreakers is look. I never played Lawbreakers, but you got
played it a couple of times.
you got the Cliffy B effect, where Cliffy B he's polarizing and he pisses people off. He pissed off certain communities. They didn't want to rock with him, even if they had a PlayStation. They was just like, I ain't buying it because he talking crazy.
Right.
You got people comparing it to Blizzard's Overwatch because that came out around the same time. And look, here's a hero shooter that people was just like, yeah, I'm not doing it, man. And I have yet to hear anybody who actually played Lawbreakers say the game was bad.
Yeah, it wasn't a bad game. I actually liked it. I mean, it had some promise, especially after a couple of patches and stuff. I think the gameplay was very, very addictive, but it just didn't have like most live services, the longevity part of it. Like
yes.
the roadmap wasn't really fleshed out because I think even Cliffy didn't know how popular the game was going to be. And I think that's kind of part of the reason, because a lot of these people that make these live services, they want to make them and they just want to dip their toe in. It's like, you really can't do that. It's like, you got to go all in. You got to kind of have a roadmap. You got to kind of let everybody know what's coming, because the biggest thing about a live service game is you're not going to find one that really hits, like really, really hits out the gate. I think the days of that is kind of over. Everything that came out 2016, 2017, those games kind of benefited from being the first ones.
I will disagree with that. You can have a live service game that really hits out of the gate. We saw that with Power World. We saw that with Helldivers 2. The problem is that it isn't the initial. Well, it is a problem to get that initial attention and hype. But that's not like, you haven't crossed the finish line because your game launched and a bunch of people are playing it in this charting at Sarcona. That's not you have now made a successful game. What happens 6 months from now? What happens when your first season is over?
But that's the reason you're right about that, because as of right now, I think Power World is a little different just because it's kind of derived from a popular IP that it's very similar to, and people are looking for something like that don't have that experience when it comes to that IP, when it comes to like Pokemon and stuff. When it comes to Helldivers, you're absolutely right about that. The biggest thing with Helldivers is you can have a live service game pop, but like you said, 6 months from now, what's going to happen? And are people still going to be raving and talking about Helldivers a year from now? Because that's like, you read all those monthly active users. Those are all games that have been around for like 5 and 6 years.
Yeah,
for the most part. So
it is hard to knock them off that swear.
Exactly. So it's hard to see, like, I think Power World probably has a good shot at it, depending on the content that they release, just because of the type of game that it is. Helldivers can do it, but we don't know if people are going to like default back to what they were playing before, or is this going to be a new game that people are going to default to? Because that's ultimately what it is. Are you going to default to keep playing Helldivers, or are you going to fall back in love with the stuff you were playing with, playing before? Right now, I'm like in no man's land because I'm waiting for the new season for Battlefield to start. I already know I'm going back to Battlefield when season 7 starts. I just don't know when it's coming. It's supposedly sometime this month or the beginning of next month. They just haven't announced it yet. But there's a lot of other people. What's going to happen when Fortnite starts their new season? What's going to happen when Call of Duty, in another month rolls over to season 2? Because right now they're in season 2 now. Wait till they roll over to season 3. Yeah, wait till what happens when they go back to season 3. All of these games that people are playing right now because they already finished their battle passes and stuff, and they're just jumping in sporadically to like level up guns or something. It's nothing for those people to do. So what's going to happen when the new stuff starts coming out for? Are you going to see an exodus from all of those new games that people are playing? So that's why I say 6 months to a year from now, are you still going to see those games up there? Right now, they're doing fine. But that's the whole thing about having a plan that's going to be long-term beneficial. And there's not a lot of studios or publishers that's willing to put that much effort into it just for it to fall off, even knowing I feel like you need to go broke or go home when it comes to live service.
Yeah. You have a point, man. And I think this is what, because like we see so many people like there's so much commentary right now going on in regards to the direction that platforms are going, the direction that publishers are going.
Yeah.
And I guess I could like pivot to, because I was going to do talk
this
about
is a great,
specifically.
I'm eating a breakfast sandwich while we're doing breakfast with SloMo or lunch with SloMo. So I hope you don't mind me eating a breakfast sandwich.
Just as long as I don't hear it.
I'm not really eating a breakfast sandwich right now. I'm just saying.
Yeah, just as long as I'm not hearing the mouth noises, I'm good.
No.
Yeah, man, come on. No, what was I about to say? There's a lot of discussion in the community in regards to how where platforms are going, where publishers are going, what kind of games they're making. I mentioned WB Games before, and we talked about it on DPS in regards to their comments about, there was like, Hogwarts Legacy, yeah, that's fine and all, but what about a live service Hogwarts Legacy? And it's just like, there's no guarantee that people aren't going to be as engaged in that game as they were in the single player game. And I think there is this mentality that like, oh well, it's just Harry Potter, and because it's Harry Potter, it's guaranteed to sell like the way it did simply because it's Harry Potter. It could have been a shiny turd. It was going to do what it did, and that's just like, I don't think that's reality. I don't think that's the truth of the matter. It's a good game, and you have to make a good game. You can't just go to live service because that's going to be the move and that's going to work. That's just not always the reality of things.
Every game doesn't have to be a live service.
Yes, and it's just like, if you already have success with the game as a single player game, like I can see kind of having both. You know what I'm saying?
Well, that's a good thing. I'm gonna ask you this because I don't want to cut you off, but I'll ask you this: do you think Last of Us multiplayer had to be a live service, or could it just been a multiplayer suite that they consistently updated like they did with the old Halos or they did with the older multiplayer games? Did it have to be a live service game?
Say that again, I couldn't hear you.
Did Last of Us multiplayer have to be a live service game, or could it just existed as
it could have been what people wanted. Yeah, it could have been what people wanted, an updated version. Yeah. That would have been
what I'm
fine.
saying.
But they had to go too far. They had to go to
exactly.
and it lessened the experience. The Last of Us Part 2 launched on PlayStation without the multiplayer. That was an L, for people who enjoyed it. But then, you do have to, in the grand scheme of things, it wasn't as super important because the majority of people that engage with that game, they engage with it as a single player experience, which again kind of goes to my point. I'm not comparing Hogwarts Legacy to The Last of Us, but I'm saying here's a single player story driven narrative game that people come to the game for, and the multiplayer was additive to it. And they went too ambitious. They went too far. They wanted to go live service when no one asked for that. And then what ended up happening is you launched without the multiplayer with the promise that's coming later on. You launch it on PC without the multiplayer with the thought that it's coming later on, and then it never comes. And so what do we get? We just got no multiplayer. For the people who just said all we wanted was the same gameplay that you got from The Last of Us Part 2, but in the game design of factions, same style. You could have given us the same exact maps, just updated. You could have did all that, and instead you just basically didn't give us exactly what we wanted. And it's just like, come on, man. Yeah. It's how many times we gotta see? Oh man, my ears. How many times do we have to keep seeing these companies make these kind of mistakes? It's just frustrating. What else? Yobi says, SloMo, I'm under NDA, but what can I say? Is Hogwarts Legacy 2 would be single player. What? If you under NDA, I don't think you'd be able to say that, sir.
Ooh. NDA.
But Harry Potter Quidditch Champions, that would be their live service. Well, see, I'm fine with that then. Because fortunately, this is what I was trying to say before. It was keep the single player aspect of things. They even said when you play Hogwarts Legacy, the headmaster talks about how they canceled Quidditch that year due to, I can't remember the reason why, but they created a narrative reason why there's not Quidditch. And I know there was a lot of gamers that were disappointed that they didn't get a chance to do Quidditch, but I can see them introducing that and that be your live service, right? That would be your multiplayer aspect. You could take your character that you create from the game and then bring them into the Quidditch stuff, and then you can bring in seasons and you can do all kinds of stuff around that, however you want to do it. And so
just imagine if you wanted to take something because that's a really good point. You take some of these single player narrative games that have some of these offshoot activities in it, like Final Fantasy, like Chocobo racing. Have a mode in the game where it's online and you train Chocobo to be able to race and do what all these different things, and you have a built-in economy for that. Or you had Final Fantasy X, you had I told you I played more Blitzball than I actually played in a regular game. Once I finished the story in 10, I just played Blitzball over and over and over again.
Yeah, so mini games are fun. Yeah, look, I'm playing Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. Mm-hmm. It's got this card game in it called Queen's Blood. Addictive. Yeah. It is
What's the name of the card? What's the name of the card game that's in Witcher? I forget the name of it.
I barely played Witcher 3. So
I forget the name of that. But that was another good one.
They made a
standalone version of that.
A standalone version of that. Yeah. So look, those things, Gwent. Thank you, Brian Easton Arcade. So look, those things can be cultivated, and it can be additive. It's like when you replace the single player aspect of the game is when people get upset, because why is it popular in the first place? place, stupid. It's popular for that single player experience that was well done. Well done visuals, well done storytelling, well done actors. I'm sorry, not actors, but characters. All of that stuff is great. That's what people want. That's what they're looking for. If you take that and you replace it, and that's not there no more, instead you're just trying to capitalize off of the wave. But live service is the thing now. We gotta do live service, same IP, right? It's just showing you don't understand why it was popular in the first place. You don't get it.
It is a little bit safer because think about it. It doesn't really, I mean, it extends your development timeline a little bit to flush it out. But if you were already going to use it as a side thing in your game anyways, it wouldn't be much more harder for you to actually flush it out more to be something that sustains itself on its own, compared to like going out and trying to chase a trend of other games that already are in that space. Build that space inside of the games that you're already making, and it gives people the opportunity, because you might get sales of your game just from people that want to try that out. You know, the game may not be good, but guess what? The mode that you added into the game might sell copies just by itself. So a lot of different ways to go about it.
Yeah, and so like to bring up live service, you know, we see Sea of Thieves pre-orders. It's #1 pre-ordered game on PlayStation, on PSN right now. People are making a big deal about that, mostly because the implications of that and how Xbox games might continue to. I mean, look, you and I already know the deal with this. You can stick your head in the sand if you want when it comes to Xbox first party on PlayStation, but the ship has sailed. You're gonna get more than just 4 games. Like, that's a bet. But now people are looking at Sea of Thieves pre-order sales looking good, which is not an overall indication that the game is going to be successful on that platform. But then we don't know what they're projecting, what would be successful, what wouldn't be anyway. That said, people are seeing that and they're going, oh man, so you know what that means. That means they're going to start doing more. They're going to really double down on it. And I'm thinking, look, it has been confirmed that the Sea of Thieves port on PlayStation, not only did PlayStation work with Rare to make sure the port was good and help them get a game that was designed for a different game developer kit and different environment working well on PlayStation. But this was working. This was a project that was in the works 13 months before they made the announcement that it was coming out. The ship has sailed on this stuff, yo. Like, it's going. Everything is going. You can not believe me if you want. It's all going. You will see. You will see. You will that it is a wrap on this console war stuff. It's over. The war is over. Some of you guys in the console war. You guys remind me of. I'm gonna get, because I used to be a history buff. At one point in time, you know, little known fact about SloMo here. When I first went to college, I wanted to major in history. People may find that strange, but yeah, I initially wanted to major in history. Something about history that's fascinating. After the Civil War was over, not everyone knew the Civil War was over. When I'm talking about the United States Civil War, I know some of us aren't in the United States, but when the United States Civil War was over and the Union had defeated the Confederacy had surrendered. There were states, Western states, that did not know that this was the case. There were states that in Texas had no idea the war was over. And so while the war had been finished, there were people still fighting the fight of a war that had already been determined. That's some of y'all console warriors right now. Y'all are fighting a fight that doesn't need to be fought no more. It's over. You just ain't got the memo yet. The horse and carriage hasn't made it out to Texas yet. It hasn't made it out to Kansas yet. Hey, it's over, bro. It's a wrap, man. It's done. You stop fighting now. And it's wild to me that people still believe. No, it's not that bad. It's not that bad. There are people who still believe. You know the stuff I said. I remember saying. I remember when all this talk first started, that if one game went, it would be no different than all the games going. And I said that because we are seeing in games media right now, them talking about the same things I said. But because there's a rumor out there, other content creators are saying they've heard things. I'm not speaking on what they heard or whether I believe what they heard or not. It doesn't matter. Because every single game that comes out going forward for Xbox, whether it is going to PlayStation and Nintendo or not, is going to be considered going to Nintendo and PlayStation at some point. And there are going to be people who are going to tell you, I heard this, I heard that, whether it's true or not. And that will continue indefinitely. It's never going to change. You could be upset at it, you could be mad at it, you could be angry. Why don't y'all shut up about this? It doesn't matter. You will continue to keep hearing this because it is the door has been opened and Xbox refuses to close it. You want to know how you close that door? Ninja Theory comes out. It ain't going to PlayStation. End of story. But that's not going to happen because even Phil Spencer, when it came to Starfield and what was the other one? It was Starfield and something else that he said wasn't going. I can't remember. What was the other game, Forte? It was two games that people were talking about.
Indiana Jones.
Indiana Jones. When Phil Spencer said Starfield, Indiana Jones aren't going on that live stream. Oh, no, sorry, on that podcast. And then in his interview with Tom Warren later on, Tom Warren was like, so let's talk about that in detail. So you're saying it's never going to happen? And he said, whoa. I don't want to speak in indefinites because it's going to happen, man.
That's the first thing we said. Like, well, you can't answer the question definitively.
Yeah, definitively, it's not going to happen. If someone came to Hiroki Totoki and said, Hiroki Totoki, you're now running Sony right now in the interim until you get a new CEO. Hey, is God of War coming to Xbox? You think he's going to say, hey, I don't want to speak in absolutes? No, he's going to tell you ain't coming to Xbox, bro.
Right.
Shut it down. Someone asks Doug Bowser, hey, Doug Bowser, are we going to get Mario Odyssey on the PlayStation? He'd laugh at you. It's not going to happen.
Right.
When you say, well, I don't want to speak in absolutes, that's because you know if it's not in development at some point, it will be in development at some point. So right. I'm not going to walk into this L that you got, gift wrap for me. I'm not going to do that, knowing 2 years from now it's going to be a people screenshotting what I said in an interview 2 years ago when I said that, because he's already done that. The ZeniMax Media Xbox live stream, we made this acquisition to bring exclusive games to Xbox players. Are you trying to change what the definition of exclusive is?
Right.
Because what you seem to be doing is giving them timed exclusive games. It was only exclusive to you. You're only getting it first. You're not getting it always, just first. So look, this is very much the same thing that they did with in how they did PC. Right. They said it's only Quantum Break. We're just testing things out. It's not going to be anything else. It was everything else. Very short period of time, it was everything else. So just accept that, and Sea of Thieves. Hey, look, Rare's happy. The game's doing great over there. What this does is that it further devalues the brand of Xbox, and I feel like the erosion of the Xbox brand will continue as people start to see these games on other platforms and seeing none of these other platforms games on Xbox. it may be something that is a hardcore community gamer discussion now, but what often happens is that the casual market picks up what the hardcore community is putting down. Oftentimes the casual gamers play games with people of the hardcore community or know the people of the hardcore community, and they take what the things that the people of the hardcore community say is gospel. So when somebody in the hardcore community tells a group of his casual gaming buddies, you don't need an Xbox, bro, even though it's not confirmed that said game shown at a June showcase is going to PlayStation, what is the hardcore gamer going to tell his buddy? Don't buy an Xbox for that. That's coming. That's coming to PlayStation in a few years or so. All their games are coming. That's the door you opened. You can't control that narrative. It's impossible. You open that door. You refuse to close it. This is the bad deal you made. So yeah. Final Fantasy 16 coming to PC real soon. Oh man, shout out to Floodzilla, my favorite AMD fanboy in the house. I gotta be honest, I do not care about the console PCMR. I understand. PCMR. We get all the games here. We know that if it's not day and date, it will eventually be here. And if you don't care to play that game at launch, you're gonna get the best version of it soon. And that's what's happening with Final Fantasy 16. It is from what let's see which director said this is Yoshi P said this. He said he wasn't able to share when the PC version would be released, but he did say that in terms of where we are in development currently, we're trying to figure out the final stages of optimization right now. When we can release the PC version, and by the way, this was through a translator, so some of this might not be very clear. But he said when we can release the PC version might be dependent on that, the system requirements and specifications for PC that players will need. So we're trying to figure all that out. Naturally, the PC specifications are looking to be somewhat high, which is fine, because this is what I've been said about, like, from the very beginning of the new generation. There were console gamers that was like, oh, PC is going to hold consoles back. No, they're not. PC's not going to hold consoles back, because all the publisher or the developer has to do is set the bar of what they want it to be. It's always a moving target. And so if you want your PC specifications to be somewhat high, so that you can, even though the game was running at 720p resolution before upscaling, to hit 60 FPS, and the whole background while you're fighting in Final Fantasy 16 looks like an abstract painting. PC, it ain't gonna take much to outperform how the PS5 did, okay? Let's just keep it, it ain't gonna take much. Yeah. Anyway, so it's coming out pretty soon. There's a part where he talked about, where is it here? Okay, he says, again, we can't really talk about too much in terms of details of when it's going to come out. I think in a little bit more time, we'll be in a better place to announce things. But one thing's for sure, it won't be too distant in the future. It won't be a year, it won't be 2 years. It will probably be shorter than that, so stay tuned. So he says it won't be a year. I don't know why he said it won't be 2 years. If you're saying it won't be a year, it's a given it won't be 2 years. But again, translation. So who knows how that ended up that way. But he said it will probably be shorter than that. So I anticipate that we're going to get it this year. Final Fantasy 16 will likely be released on PC before this year is out. So I look forward to playing it again. I like the combat, I like the story, even though it is very light on the RPG mechanics. Combat-wise, I prefer FF7 Rebirth more. And you know what? Let's pivot there. Let's go there. Let's talk about FF7 Rebirth real quick. Forte, I know you said you were talking about getting into it. How far have you gotten into Rebirth? If you're there. All right, Forte is probably dealing with with people at the moment. So give me a second while I go find me some. Where's my Final Fantasy? There it is. Yeah, let's do that. So, Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. I have 41 hours into the game. Brian, he says you got the gold saucer. You know what? I'm not gonna do spoilers. I'm not gonna talk on anything spoiler wise, but yeah, the gold saucer. Yeah. I was personally disappointed with how some things turned out. Let's just say that. But not disappointed as in I felt like negatively about the game. Just I wish I would have made different decisions. And that's all I'll say. After 41 hours, Rebirth right now is very solid, better game than Remake to me. And I can say that confidently without completing the game yet, because for me, the combat, I love the combat in Remake. And even though that's not the only thing that I love, but in Rebirth, the combat is so good. And they took what was there, what they had already, the foundation of what they had, and they just made it better. And I like that. Like, so in Remake, you had easy mode, and then you had normal mode. That's how you start out. And then after you beat the game, you unlock hard mode. And hard mode, it was really more difficult than Remake, but also you did not have access to items, so you couldn't use any items. In Rebirth, you have easy mode, normal mode, and dynamic. What dynamic does is that it really looks at how well you're performing and how, if you're really like bodying everything in normal mode, it will increase the difficulty. And I like that. Like, you know, I can be surprised. I can be, you know, like if I'm not paying attention and I'm taking enemies lightly, I can get bodied. That difficulty is what I'm looking for. And it also forces me to not just do the same things all the time, to not just have the same cadence of abilities and magic that I use all the time, or the same team layout, to kind of switch things up. And so I'm really enjoying that. The synergy attacks are amazing. It's in how you can do synergy attacks with every party member combined together, like, well, different ones together, as well as how they affect the ATB meter, which will go up. All this stuff is so well done. Now, the only downside really, and I mean, everyone has talked about it before, is the fact that there is no really definitive mode to play the game in. This gameplay you're seeing is in performance mode, and it sticks to 60 FPS pretty well. The only time it really drops from 60 frames per second is when there's a lot of particle effects on the screen from special abilities that you're doing, or a limit break and stuff like that. Then you'll see frame rate drops. But for the most part, it's sticking to 60 frames per second. The problem is the blurriness, and there's something, is you still on Unreal Engine 4, which is another problem, but like, whatever Square Enix chose to do with their upscaling of the image from wherever the base resolution is, I think it's supposed to be 1080p. I think it's supposed to be 1080p upscaled to 1440p. And I do not think that upscaling is very good. I can also tell for certain that AMD's super resolution is being used on this, but I do not think it's super resolution FSR 3, which is the latest version, which is the best version of it. I think this is a older version of FSR, and older versions of FSR are disgusting looking to look at. They are not good, and it's the worst upscaler out of the big three of NVIDIA, Intel, and AMD anyway. Having this upscaler the worst version of the worst upscaler is not a good. It doesn't work out well at all, and so this is why people have been kind of complaining about how blurry the visuals are. What I've had to do, because playing 30 FPS is just bad. It's not even a 30 FPS that has consistent frame timing. So it's like this judder that goes on that's very frustrating. So this is what I've been doing. I have been playing the game primarily in performance mode. And then when I get to sections where I know it's going to be a lot of cutscenes, a lot of talking, there's not going to be a ton of actual like gameplay or whatever. What I've been doing is I switch it to quality mode. I switch it to resolution mode, where the visuals are a lot sharper, and then that works out for me. So, because then if I'm just walking around and talking and doing cutscenes, I would much rather see these amazing characters in these cutscenes with visuals that are acceptable than the blurriness. Because then I can, when I decide to like, you know, go into photo mode, and in photo mode, I can, you know, like take a bunch of screenshots, which I've been doing like all the time. It's part of the reason why I'm not streaming the game, because like, I'm gonna stream after I beat it. I'm gonna stream myself going through the game again. I can't stream this game right now because I spend way too much time doing Queen's Blood. I spend way too much time, by the way, Queen's Blood, freaking amazing. And I spend way too much time stopping and taking screenshots left and right. And I know me, when I watch a stream, I don't want to see all that. I don't want to see, you know, the 2 minutes that the streamer takes to line up the perfect, you know, screenshot. No, I'm good. So I'm loving the game. I am in chapter 9. Yeah, I'm in chapter 9, and I'm like I said, 41 hours in. I know of people who, and I've been talking to them behind the scenes as well, who when they got the game early and before the game came out, they were like 60 hours in at the same chapter that I'm at. So I know I could definitely, I have not 100%ed all the open areas, like the regions that you go through. And by chapter 9, there's about 4 regions that you have the opportunity to just do all the side content in. Some of them you can't complete all the side content without going to other regions first. And so that's something to take into consideration. Story wise, I'm enjoying the story and where it's going. I kind of feel like there's something big that may not have occurred in the original game, because there's some big things that it was a big something that's supposed to happen at the end of this game from the original game. I'm not gonna say what it is. Those who know. And I feel like that might be different, and there may be a major shock or surprise coming real soon. So I'm kind of looking forward to how that will play out. We'll have to see. But I'm enjoying the game. I think this is definitely my game of the year at the moment. I know it's just March. It's fairly early, but I remember other games that were I played this early that I felt was game of the year for me, and that didn't mean I stopped enjoying other games throughout the rest of the year, but because I enjoyed those games so much, they remained my game of the year all throughout the year. Elden Ring is one of them, and so I kind of feel like for me, that's kind of where I'm at with Rebirth at the moment. It's my game of the year, and I feel like that's probably not going to change anytime soon. Forte, are you there? Okay, he might not be.
Nope, I am. I just had to unmute.
Have you played Rebirth yet?
A little bit of it. Like
how
chapter 2.
Chapter 2? Okay.
Yeah.
So how you feeling on it?
Wait a minute, hold on.
Okay. Oh, another thing. So like the gameplay I'm showing right now is the combat simulator, which they give like these team combat battles as well as solo combat that you can do, in addition to like how you get your summons. So a good number of the summons, if you didn't do like say the demo and have your game save data still in there from a remake, you get these free add-ons of summons for playing the demo and the remake. But how you get the other summons in the game is basically there is a summon for a region, and then Chadley, when you reach that region, you have the opportunity to then fight that summon to then attain it, which is what you could do in remake as well. But this is a bit different because when you unlock that summon for the region, you also have the opportunity to find these shrines. There's 3 shrines that are hidden throughout the world, and there's like little clues that let you know that when you're close to one. And if you find those shrines and synchronize yourself with those shrines, it weakens the summon in the combat simulator. So then like if you can't beat that summon at the level it was at, you can weaken it a little bit more and then fight it and beat it then. And so those are kind of like the little things that they made that are a little bit different. I anticipate I will probably beat this game this week, considering the pace that I'm going. But even after I beat it, I'm going back in. I don't know whether, like I've been told by people who have beat it already that they kind of feel like New Game Plus and Horror Mode are unnecessary with Dynamic, because Dynamic can kind of like give you that kind of best of both worlds, and that like you not having items available in Horror Mode is just unnecessary. But we'll see how it goes. There's also chapter select, so I kept a particular game save for chapter 6. So just because if I decided to, and I'm glad I did that, because some of the decisions I made when I was at here, Coast of the Soul, this area, some of the decisions I made here were not the best ones. And so I might go back after I beat the game and do different decisions and just play through it from there and see how that turns out.
What did you think of the beginning when you first jumped in?
I was a bit shocked when because there is that's spoilers. I don't want to talk the spoiler stuff, but I knew that based upon the marketing
was Go ahead. No, go ahead.
Based upon the marketing, you know that like there's clearly some things that are different, and exactly how they were going to implement those differences I wasn't aware of. But once they did, I'm really kind of digging where it's going, even though it does seem for you will. It's a bit of a mystery where they're going with it, and even now at chapter 9, I don't quite know where it's going to end up. But it's very, very fascinating how it's turning out. I agree, Brian. Brian says, I think they did a great job with Yuffie. I agree completely. I like her far more in Rebirth than I did in the original game. Kate Sith, I still can't stand Kate Sith, but I like Yuffie far more than in the original game. And her combat was great in Intermission. It's still good. It's still good. So yeah. I think I actually have some other gameplay.
I have a question. Where do you think a person? I had a couple people that been buying remake to play before they play Rebirth. Mm-hmm. Where do you think in the story you should play Intergrade, or should you just wait till after?
No, you should play what you mean Intermission? Because
not
integrate is remake and intermission combined.
Yeah, that's what I was calling. Yeah, because they bought the integrate version, but they were asking like when in the game should you just wait till you're done with remake, or should you play it at a certain time, like maximizing a certain time to play intermission?
Well, I think you should complete remake. Intermission is not necessary.
Okay, it's not necessary. Got you.
It's good context to what's going on, so that you understand where Yuffie's coming from, and when they introduce Yuffie into Rebirth, you understand it, you get it, but it's not necessary. The way they introduce Yuffie is fine on its own, and so I think that you could go that route and still be fine. But you have to play remake before you play this game. If not, you're going to be stopping every 5 minutes and Googling questions to answer, to figure out what's going on. And that's not good. I think that really impacts your enjoyment in the game. And so, yeah, it's better that you go ahead and just beat Rebirth. And I'm sorry, Remake. And Remake's a very good game. Visually, a bit sharper than this game. Even though this game has far more detail in like the environment and stuff.
But, yeah, even knowing this game's only on PS5.
Right.
Weird.
I would, in order to make sure that you're fully understanding the story and what's going on, I would say play Remake first. You don't need to play original Final Fantasy VII. I think that's not necessary. If you feel like you want to play something that's older to kind of get even more context, Crisis Core with Abubi, where I would say that you would want to go. It will be a bit more. It will make a bit more sense of what's happening, especially with Zack. Because if not, you're gonna see Zack in Remake and be like, "Yo, who was that? Like, what is that about?" And then even see Zack and I can say that because Zack's clearly, he's in the promotion material, so he's in the game. He's in the trailers, he's in all that stuff. But like his role in this game would be confusing to you as well. Play Crisis Core. If you're coming completely new into all this stuff, play Crisis Core first, play Remake, then play Rebirth. And then you would definitely be on top of things. And the combat for all three is very, very good, with Rebirth being the best. So, Forza, anything else you want to say? I haven't played the game in a while, and I got about a good 30 minutes before I need to shut things down. So what I want to do is I want to play Suicide Squad.
Oh, no.
Oh, no.
No, I'm just talking. Anytime somebody says anything, like I get PTSD when I hear people talk about that game, because I really don't know what to think about it.
I haven't played Suicide Squad at all.
This will be interesting. I'll watch you play.
Well, wait. I'm sorry. I played the demo. I'm sorry. I played the closed beta. I played that. I haven't played the final release of the game, and some people have said that the final release of the game is a bit better than what the game was in the
Who said this? Ramon Terrell? If he didn't say it, I don't believe it.
No. Multiple people I know that beat it. So we'll see what happens.
Well, they actually finished it. That's a different thing. Maybe it
is. He's played and beat it. Miko says, I beat intermission last week and had no clue who the final boss was, since I didn't do Dirge of Cerebus. Oh my gosh, it's optimizing shaders. All right, let me give it some time. Man, I can hear the fans. They got my CPU going. But we about to switch over to that. I do appreciate everybody for coming through, of course, right? If you haven't seen Suicide Squad yet, you're probably going to see the first 30 minutes of it, at least the first 30 minutes of it. Robin says Marvel Midnight Suns Enhanced Edition is $20. That's a good price for that. Midnight Suns is a good game. I wish I had the time to play it. I do not.
Press tab to enable text to speech.
Whoa. That voice scared the crap out of me. It sounds like an NVIDIA fan. What, optimizing shaders? That's what all games do, AMD guy. Even your game had to do that when you played it. Let's see here. Accept that. Okay, Asante now. What's up, man? He said, greetings from PA. I guess that's Pennsylvania? On a business trip? Driving to the hotel, so I need some SloMo slander. Why you need some slander of me? What did I do? All right, let me switch over to.
This is what I'm talking about, SloMo. This is how you know you done made it when people literally watch your streams just so they can have a chance to catch a little slander that they can use against you later. This is how you know you made it. You made it, bro. You made it.
I welcome it. Shout out to K Asante and the Gaming Circle podcast. Let's get this here. So we got 4040.
Oh man, we got a Godzilla movie coming out in 2 weeks. Let's go.
On. Target frame rate. Where's the unlimited at? Wait a minute. I can't do unlimited?
Come on now. You playing on PC?
Yeah. Where else will I be playing it? Get this dynamic resolution
don't make it seem like.
here.
Listen, man, don't make it seem like you ain't still got a little bit of console peasant in you.
I don't. I'm gonna do native. I'm gonna do native temporal anti-aliasing to start out. He said, Kay said, I expected to hear you slandering somebody. Oh, I did all that earlier, Kay. I did all that earlier. You know, like your co-host got a bunch of truth bombs, not slander. Truth. It was a lot of truth. Let me get my usual field of view up to 105. We are not doing motion blur. We are not doing film grain. Get that out of here. Save that. And so check this out. It was stuck at 55 frames per second because it had some weird target frame rate on. I think it was 60, but it was just doing 55, which is crazy. We'll see how this plays out. Is there anything higher than high? No. Ray tracing? You know, I can turn. I'll play with ray tracing later. I know I can turn that on and it still be playable, right, Floodzilla? He can't do that on his AMD GPU.
Oh man.
Oh, you want me to turn it on? I can turn it on right now. I can turn it on. Let's do it. Confirm. Enabling ray tracing. Oh, restarting the game.
You know what? I just realized you just as bad as a console guy. You messy. Wait. Just as messy. You are. I just realized. You act just like you do.
Listen to me. Listen to me. Floodzilla.
What? Go ahead.
Floodzilla is he paints his face red every day before he gets on the internet to show his solidarity with AMD. I'm just messing with him because as soon as he turns ray tracing on, it tanks everything. And then FSR, if he turns FSR on, it then makes it look ugly just to get frame rates. And it's just like, so what was the purpose? I gotta restart the game, so I'm not going to do it right now. I'll do it in a bit. I want to make sure I get through. What
you are messy, bro.
This monitor isn't great with HDR.
Color accuracy.
No, it's fine with color accuracy. HDR though, most monitors aren't that great with HDR. This one, I think this is like 400 nits. That's not HDR. Right, so let me turn this down because I know this thing will.
What you got, an IPS or a VA?
IPS. This is the one I was talking about last night. The one that's excellent. It's the LG Ultra Gear I forgot the actual model name, but it's 1440p, 165 hertz. So it's pretty good.
That's what's up.
For streamer mode. Oh yes, mute that copyright music. That's fine.
Mute this copyright music.
I don't know why Texas. Well, make it medium off the break, like speaker names. Oh, okay, yeah, that's fine. Okay, we're good to go. So you got the LG right? Should be good with HDR. 400 nits is not like. I don't think that's not HDR to me. Like HDR 10 is HDR. Dolby Vision is on that level. Like what we see with monitors with HDR is not like true HDR. And as far need to do that.
You want a monitor that does HDR? It costs $2,000. Real HDR.
Yeah. But I think the prices have come down. Like when Sony introduced I forgot the name of theirs, the InZone M9. I think.
But those ain't true HDR either.
No, that's it. Yo, Sony's monitor is true HDR. It's 1,000 nits. No, sorry, it's not. It's 800 nits.
Yeah, you got to hit 1,000 for me to consider you real.
Okay, 800 nits is enough.
800 is better than 500.
800 is better than 99% of the monitors on the market.
You're right. You're right.
as well as some of these 4K TVs TCL that people be getting.
Well, listen, that's why we got C1, C2s, and C3s where we got Inky Black.
Let me start the game because Rodimus out here talking smack, talking some 30 minutes of gameplay for a PC player means 2 hours of game setup. You know what? That wasn't 2 hours. That was 5 minutes. Okay, he's not on console peasants. I tell you. Can y'all hear the game good? Can y'all hear the game good? Arcade says, leave my TCL alone. I'm like, you know what? I want you to leave that TCL alone.
TCL's not as bad as you make it out to be.
Leave it on the curb, Arcade. Let Trash Pickup come get that for you.
No, man, don't listen to him, man. TCLs are pretty good, man. They are not. They are a budget option for people that want to play a high refresh rate still.
Big emphasis on budget. Biko says, SloMo, you're a tech guy, so I got a question. I just got an LG Ultra Gear QHD 1440p 165 hertz monitor. When I play games at certain games at 120 hertz, my eyes strain and start to hurt. Is it me or is the monitor? It's likely the game. It's likely the game.
He need to get some of those. He needs to probably invest in some of those blue light, those glasses that block blue light.
You think that's it? You think he's got a blue? This the blue light thing? That's the problem.
Is it only when he uses that? Is it only when he plays games on it, or does it happen when he's just looking at it?
He said 120 hertz. So he's got 165 hertz monitor, but when it's displaying a game at 120 hertz, it hurts his eyes.
Nah. I need to know if that's all the time or is that anything that he plays?
Hold on a second. Aramiz says, SloMo is rocking a Hisense bashing TCL. They the same TV with a different logo sticker on it. Sir, that is verifiably false. Go to ratings.com. You will look up
you got a
TV. Yeah, I have LG, Samsungs, and Hisenses. The one I used to game with, but I don't really too much, is a Hisense. I forgot the name of it. It's like the
U9.
Yes, it's a 9, but I don't remember what the letter.
Because if it ain't a 9, it's trash.
Yeah, it's the 9. It was like $1,000. It's like $1,000.
Okay.
$1,000 TV.
Right though. You're right though. You can't be talking about.
It's the best Hisense there is. The best Hisense is better. Stop. The best Hisense is better than any TCL. ever.
No, it ain't, because I have a TCL that sits in my other room that I used for a while, and that thing was the top of the line LG. I mean TCL when it came out. It was the
top
it
of the
was
line
the 7th gen.
The top of the line TCL was like being the best college football player for Division III.
Really? Oh, we gonna be like that.
It's like you were the best player for Division III, but nobody cares. You're Division III.
Oh,
you know what I'm saying?
Okay. So
You're
you're
a
basically saying,
draft pick.
your monitor ain't that much better. You playing in Division what, 2?
My monitor. This is an LG monitor. This monitor is amazing.
Man, up here talking all this junk like
LG makes the best monitors, man.
You do a badge swap, won't nobody tell the difference.
A what?
You do a badge swap on those 2 TVs, nobody gonna tell the difference.
Yeah, people who blind with cataracts ain't gonna tell the difference. They got my glaucoma messing up. Them people won't be able to tell the difference.
Yeah, sure, SloMo. How old is that TV at this point?
The LG I got is about 3 years old now, and I'll say it's better than my Gigabyte M28U, which gets on my nerves because it keeps doing this little black screen thing. Oh wait, I'm not even supposed to go do this yet. Hold up. Okay,
I love my Alienware 38-inch ultra wide, beautiful.
Boom.
38, 40 by 1600.
I remember doing this tutorial in the closed demo, and like the prompts wouldn't come up, and it wouldn't even recognize that you were using a controller, and I couldn't do this part because I did not know what to do. It was telling me what to do, right? And I didn't. Well, it was saying you need to do this. Like that part,
you need to do it.
That part wouldn't come up. The hit the left bumper. It wouldn't come up, and so I was just like, I was just bashing my head against the wall because I couldn't figure out how to make it. Traversal's a bit better than it was in the closed test.
SloMo tripping.
See, Deadshot feels better because when I played Deadshot before, I wasn't really feeling them. Press B to throw grenades. Okay, well, there you go. The way he just lazily threw that grenade is kind of funny. I'm gonna do it again. Hold up. Yeah. Man. Oh crap. Oh. Plus says I primarily use Deadshot the whole game. Plus that's a Gigabyte a Horus F43VU. Look, I'm not rocking with Gigabyte ever again. The issues I have with this Gigabyte where it black screens, they pushed a firmware. I've never seen someone having to push a firmware update out for a monitor. The firmware update didn't fix the issue. There's a significant number of the M28Us that have this problem, and I'm just gonna have to get it RMA'd. I've had it for 2.5 years, so I still have a warranty on it. So I'm just gonna get it RMA'd, and then if they give me static, or if they don't, like if it doesn't get fixed well, I'm just gonna get, there's a LG 4K 144 hertz that I got my eye on. I'm just gonna pick that up because I wanted to get that. Oh crap, why was that not working? Oh wait a minute, hold up. Oh, that's why. Okay, silly me. Oh crap. Maybe I should pay attention to what they're telling me to do before I go do stuff.
Yep, pay attention. I'm gonna leave. I got stuff to do. I appreciate you. You did a great job with the stream.
Thank you.
Continue to, do the things that you do, and talk about how your PC is a giant microtransaction.
My TV is, shut up. Get out of here, Forte.
That's what I'm start telling people, bro. Anytime they start talking all this junk, I'll be like, so what you're saying is your PC is a giant microtransaction, right? Ooh, wee, it's gonna be fun, man. Fun. I'll talk to you later. You have a good day. Well, I'll talk to you later if you're playing tonight.
Yeah, man. I'm definitely going to do a lot of Rebirth, but I'm trying to play some Call of Duty too.
All right, well, I'm off the next 3 days, so woohoo!
All right, bet.
Get some gaming in.
Arcasey got everyone to level 30. So yours is still having an issue. I changed my cables and it fixed it for me. RK, I have changed cables. I've actually changed the power plug. Even though that wouldn't change anything. I've done the firmware update, K. I've done everything I could to fix it, and nothing has fixed it at this point. So I am just gonna be like
much less resistance than water as well.
I'm going to contact them today actually.
Excellent.
So I can
For more enemies.
have them do something about it. And then look, I'm an LG fan. LG has never done me wrong, and I like LG, and I probably should have just stuck with them, even though all the reviews said this monster is great. And look now, actual performance, like it has a very low refresh rate. I'm not playing on it right now because I'm playing in 4K, and I think it did say in the settings I could switch. Whoops. Yeah, I can switch to it. Like I can switch to it if I want to, but this is fine. Wait a minute, hold up. I didn't make any changes.
New target sighted.
What am I doing? Oh, great. Okay, you want me to melee this guy again? Nope. All right. No. All right. I'm not doing well with it. With his traversal. What is it? There we go.
I already have a list, but I would love a true Gothamite's perspective.
Quinn's got point on this one. Not many scenic views in my line of work. Can't get spotted.
Can I make it? No. No. Oh my god. Okay, hold on. Okay, wrong one. There we go. I was using the wrong bumper. That's why. Okay, that makes a lot of sense. I mean, at 1440p, I'm basically just running this at like over 120 frames per second. It's averaging like 130 the whole time with max settings. I could go ahead and turn on, but I gotta restart the game. I hate when just turning on a setting means you gotta restart the game. Turn on ray tracing means I gotta restart the game. I'm not trying to do that. I tell console dudes get them frames up. That's right, man. They playing this thing at 60, barely. In a game, visually, this game don't look better than the Arkham games.
So tell us all about that big fight just now.
Fletcher, I played this on the A770 with ray tracing on. Oh, the Intel one? Well, what was your frames, Flood? Cases, what fixed it for me was $50 DisplayPort cables from Newegg. I also did the firmware update. So, Kay, my main issue with the M28U monitor, the problem I have is the main problem is when I switch the inputs. When I go, because like I have my capture card connected to it. Oh no, wait a minute. So yeah, my Maybe I shouldn't have been aiming there. No. Okay. Damn it. What the okay, hold on.
Whole chunk of them up ahead. At least
Where?
30. Gotta
Oh.
knock them around first to get rid of those shields. Quick work for the captain. Oh,
Okay.
yeah.
He said 55 frame FPS with ray tracing on. Look, I keep telling people Intel has better ray tracing than AMD. And a better upscaler. XeSS is better. It's hardware unboxed already proved it. He said, I noticed it would drop if it went into menu, then went back to gameplay. That's interesting. Okay.
That's a big one. But if dead
LB one air, perform 3 short dashes.
Gonna need every drop of speed force I've got.
Okay. What the? Huh? Wait. Okay. Why did you? Oh my God. Hold up. Okay. Is it like this? Wait a minute, did it say left bumper or right bumper? That feels so weird to me.
Hurry your ass up. Some of us are fighting tooth and nail out.
You can't argue that. Oh, I got him. He can't argue it. Oh man. And this is using 11.3 gigs of VRAM. So like definitely, I'll say this about NVIDIA GPUs. Most NVIDIA GPUs wouldn't be able to run the game at this resolution, max settings, and this frame rate because of the VRAM. Because a lot of NVIDIA GPUs only give 8 gigs of VRAM. I don't like that short dash like combo. I don't like the way that like feels. All right, now it's Harley Quinn time. Why are you standing there like that?
Ah, Boomerang. You seem uninjured despite your supposedly harrowing battles. Did you not see Harley?
Okay, so what ruins this game for me is that they didn't follow the character lore. The way Green Lantern ring can just be used by anyone, and they know. Yeah, it's true. That's true. Yeah, they took a lot of liberties with this story. I do think that the story is the reason why I wanted to play it the most, because I think they nailed the humor of like Harley Quinn and that dynamic of the Suicide Squad. But how I don't think like killing the Justice League was the wave they needed to make.
Are you puppeting the dead goons again? That shit is creepy.
Yeah, a little bit. But it's a bomb on my
The voice actor for Deadshot, he sounds familiar.
Could be worse. I could be like Boomer.
Oi! What's that supposed to mean?
Oi!
There is speculation that you may not bathe, but merely cleanse your weaponry.
Mate, where my boomerangs go, I go. Including the showers, the dunny, everything.
Yeah,
Ew.
really not helping your case here.
This is hell. I've died, and this is what my hell looks like.
Oh snap. Oh, wait a minute. Gotta break the shield.
Conservation of momentum, honey. I do love a convenient pointer.
Press A just before we, to kind of do like a wall bounce kind of thing. Okay.
Just like the junior gymnast finals. Swing, release.
Charge will recover over time when the bar fills up, swinging again from more distance. Okay. No.
Ah, actually stuck the landing. Not like the junior gymnast finals. Didn't stick that.
All right. So what's the sprint button? Is it holding? I think it is holding A. I'm just not using it right now, Jeff Fan. By the way, how's it going, Jeff Fan? Kay, you know what may help? Oh, you know what? Okay, so Kay, about the M28U. The most of the issues I have with the flickering and is due to HDMI. And I know this monitor, the M28U, has HDMI 2.1 ports. I'm using a capture card. Actually, I got a new one on the way. The new Elgato HDMI 2.1 capture card. But maybe that will kind of help regulate things, because I had a HDMI 2.0 capture card. Then I got like HDMI 2.1 cables connected to that. Maybe the bottleneck, the issue, is the monitor not keeping up with what's going on with the capture card. But I've never had that issue with any other monitors before this one. But
simple for me.
I've tested an older LG that I have, that's a 4K 60 hertz one that I just kind of bought because it was on sale, and it didn't have those problems. So I just kind of wonder if they got the fire counter shot. Ow. Ow. Come on. Attack me then. Crap. When the indicator appears on an enemy, fire a counter shot. That one. Okay, like that. I don't see. Okay, there. It was just there. There it is. I really should not be on the ground with him. Where is... Okay, creeps counter. Jeff N says, I agree. It actually makes Gotham Knights a point higher than I originally gave because of my disappointment in Suicide Squad. You know, Gotham Knights actually has a really good story. I do not like the combat as much as I like the original Arkham combat, but the story was good. Once they finally fixed the game, which honestly just told me the game should not have been released when it was. It should have been released like 6 months later. That would have been much better for the shoot enemies in the legs repeatedly to make them shield harvest.
Shorted them out. Moving into melee.
Yeah, okay. Harvest those shields, man.
Prioritizing targets. Enemies prepped. Going in for some charge.
Two more. Okay, one more. Might be a little bit too far away. There we go. Okay, it's about 3 o'clock now. I'm gonna finish up this tutorial before I move on. But yeah, I'll be playing this. It's real quick for those who have beat this game. I can't remember if this game, or you didn't have to beat it to know this. This game crossplay? I think it's crossplay. I'm fairly certain because I think even in the closed beta it was crossplay. I think the detail in the character models is pretty good, even though the environment seems a bit bland to me.
I'll think about a subscription later. Let's get through this first.
Who was Deadshot talking to? It is crossplay, bet. Because
Hey, Waller.
since the game was already on sale, like 40% off, I'm fairly certain the player base has dropped off dramatically. I'm gonna need some crossplay in order to make sure I can play this. Oh, you know what I will do before I get off? Just for Floodzilla, I'm gonna turn on ray tracing because I'm getting 1440p, 120 FPS. I'm not using any upscalers, y'all. This is straight temporal anti-aliasing. This is straight up, pure resolution. Is that you're really not down with tutorial until you unlock the skill trees. Got you. Okay, let me do this real quick. Is there a save or is it auto save? I'm a lead session. Actually, no, let me do this. I'm going to turn on ray tracing. And then I'm a lead session. Then I'll restart the game. There we go. This is this for you, Flood. This is going to be pure rasterization, 1440p. Maybe I should switch it to the 4K monitor. It's got to do the optimizing shaders again. Come on, don't take too much time now. So I was averaging 120 to 135 frames per second with no ray tracing on max settings, 1440p. It's taking a while to sign in. Uh-oh. Something just happened. I just dropped some frames with OBS.
Skull ships honked off at us. Over.
By the way, how does it look? 'Cause I know I'm playing at much higher frame rates than the stream can actually upload, because OBS can only do 60 frames per second. Was it looking like juddery or whatever?
No, focus, people. Those shark fights do sound pretty cool, though, big man.
Move to the engagement zone, task force.
Look at 85 frames per second, 85, 90 FPS with ray tracing on. And further proof, no dynamic resolution scaling, using TAA high, that's temporal anti-aliasing, highest levels ray tracing. This would be, wait, where is the no, that's not, where is the one that upscaling mode? Yeah, so I don't have DLSS on. Even DLAA is actually better. Look at that, that looks even better than TAA. And the hit's pretty minimum. It's just went down to, you know, little frames. It's still in the 80s, the 90s. Look at that.
All right, weapons free. Take out as many of them as you can before I pull you out.
Oh crap. I get stuck there. Ooh, no.
Rapid deployment.
You know, the game, this is good. It's good. It's good gameplay. It's good. Although I feel like I'm not playing it like the way it's intended right now, because I'm still getting used to everything. And in the gameplay, it's dropping to 75 FPS right now. It's in the 80s.
Come on, not now. Reloading.
Ah, what the frick? Hey, leave me alone, bro. Hit it right in the pimple. Come on.
Keep fighting.
There it is. What the? Oh, hit the wrong button. See, and there's little things like that. Like I'm hitting the wrong buttons. Ow. Oh, it's Harley. Crap. Jesus.
Waller, get us the hell out of here.
Get to the evac point. All hell's about to come down on you.
Where is that? Let's see. What you guys saying? Oh, that reminds me, you've been having some matchmaking issues since, they've been having matchmaking issues since launch, still possible. You know, this might not be the best comparison, but this sort of feels like Batman and Robin, where the movie just got a little too campy. Oh, that's a horrible, yeah, that's not a good look. If Batman and Robin was like, what's that, the worst Batman movie ever? But you know what? I wonder. Okay, so the cutscenes are at 60 frames per second. That's interesting. True Bleed in the house. What's up, man? It's yeah, pretty much the worst Batman ever. Is that the one with? Is Batman and Robin? Which one is it? Val Kilmer as Batman, or is that George Clooney? Which one of those? And because I think the one with George Clooney is the one where he had like the Batman credit card, and he had like nipples, like they actually sculpted nipples on the bat suit for whatever reason. It was just stupid. Like, what are y'all doing?
A division of Homeland Security you've never even heard of. But we've heard of you. And I'm here to make you an offer. You're tenacious as junkyard dogs. Desperate. Hungry.
Ew. All the
You
roaches.
know how to survive. Now that might make you the kings and queens of Arkham. But outside these walls, the world's forgotten about you.
You know what I really enjoyed was James Gunn's Suicide Squad movie, the one he did with
I could change that.
Idris Elba. I thought that was really good.
I could be your way out.
You beat Alan Wake too?
A chance to do
True Bleed.
some good.
That LOL at the end tells me you know exactly what the answer to that question is.
Just a quick question. What's with the frickin' shark?
It was so bad people forgot that Bane was in the film. Yes, I did not remember Bane was in the film.
I would be happy to introduce myself.
That won't be necessary, King Shark. This is a microbomb injector from our friends at LexCorp. Stick it in your target's neck, and it's good night. You want this to be where you take your last breath? No? Then help me. I only need one of you. As for the other three, you're dead already. So,
I think she's a pretty decent Amanda Waller.
So,
All right, sorry.
so, makes sense Waller would want the world's deadliest assassin in her pocket. I don't know what she wants the rest of you for.
Knowing Amanda Waller, it is nothing good, in my experience.
What the heck is your experience? And what's a fish doing in Arkham? You got mental health issues, Shark?
Generalized anxiety, but I was brought here from my home.
The ocean?
Bell Rev
Can
Penitentiary.
you all focus for one damn minute? This is clearly a trap. Any of us touch that thing, none of us is getting out of here.
Ah, the prisoner's dilemma.
What's the bloody dilemma? This prisoner wants out.
Come on, Captain. You just got here. I've been inside 5 frickin' years.
Feels like I've been stuck in this conversation for 5 years. Can we please?
Oh, so sorry, Deadshot. Are we interrupting your being strapped to a gurney?
Isn't Deadshot supposed to be white?
Aren't you supposed to be shutting your damn mouth?
No.
Kangaroo looking ass.
Because you are Australian.
Okay. Murder each other thing or what? Because I'll be straight with you. I'd kill anyone to get out of here. I'd kill you. I'd kill myself.
Nobody's killing anybody.
So did you watch the Peacemaker show? I like Gun Suicide Squad. I very much recommend that show as a follow-up. I watched the whole first season. I didn't like it as much as I liked the Suicide Squad movie, but it was all right.
Enjoy your nothing, idiots. Maybe you should have spent less time in brain class and more time learning
Brain
how to
class.
pick locks. Because it looks like Captain Boomerang.
All right, yeah, I'm gonna shut this down. It's about 3:15 now. I gotta take care of some things before I got these conference calls. I'll be playing this. I'm definitely going to keep playing the game. It's other games take precedent over this one for certain, like Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, of course. But I appreciate everybody for coming through. Thank you guys for spending your lunch time with me. Hope you guys enjoy the rest of your day. Don't let Monday get you down. I'm gonna get up out of here. Do I even have the? There we go. Here's it. I'm gonna get up out of here for now. You guys enjoy your games and peace out, man.